Leaving my phone in my pants at work when I wash dishes was a wonderful idea. This list will be a nitpick list. I like all these songs, but have you ever had that one line that you don't like that takes you out of the mood of a good song for a little bit? That's what I'm talking about. I'm just ranking them on how offensive I find the line. So you'll get to see my least offensive to me to my most offensive. I listened to Hopsin, Gmoski, Eminem, and Tyler the Creator. Shock value for comedy does not offend me at all. Let's just say sincerity offends me. You'll see as we go on. Everyone's morals are different, so just a heads up, if you don't find these lines offensive to you, that's just, that's just a matter of opinion. So, but I'm going to explain why I find them offensive. Gonna add underground songs as well, besides my music, because that'd be a conflict of interest now. I'm too lazy to look through just mainstream, too. No more stalling. These songs are my top 10 songs I like, but with a line I hate. Number 10.
Imagine there's no heaven.
Imagine by John Lennon. And the line is, imagine there's no heaven. Now, I don't care if you're an atheist. As a Christian, of course, I would love you to find God in Jesus, but that's your choice, and I perfectly respect that. I believe in freedom of religion, or lack of religion, if you want that. However, this lyric rubs me the wrong way because I am a Christian. I would like not to imagine there's no heaven. I know John Lennon also adds no hell below us later, but that still doesn't sit right with me. The possibility that when I die, I stop existing altogether is a really scary concept to me. Like, hell would be so much worse, but as a Christian, we all have our doubts from time to time that what if God doesn't exist and we all are just going to not exist anymore when we pass away. It goes against my beliefs that one day I will live forever in heaven. That sounds a lot better. A big contrast. So being told to not believe in something that all of us Christians from time to time doubt ourselves brings a really eerie feeling that I'd rather not be reminded of. P.S. I made a rap remix of the song.
Imagine there's no hatred. Why are people racist? Skin color doesn't matter, it's so basic. Same hatred with sexual orientations. What's inside should have moral placements.
So I like the song, just not that part or the getting rid of a religion entirely, as the song goes on to say later. Number 9.
And Jesus can't save you, life starts when the church ends.
Empire State of Mind, Jay-Z featuring Alicia Keys. Line, Jesus can't save you, life starts when the church ends. Okay, like I said, if you want to be an atheist, that's your choice and I respect it. But what I don't respect is atheists telling Christians to become atheists. I would understand if you're an atheist and you would like me to be an atheist too, but straight up telling someone, I don't think that's right. It would be like if I told atheists not to be atheists anymore. I hate this line a little more than number 10 because not only do I disagree with it, I disagree how it was worded. Like I said, it's fine if you're an atheist and you want your friends to believe in, or in a case, not believe in what you do. But if you're telling your friends straight up like this, it's disrespectful to Christians' beliefs. Respect other people's religions, please. I used to be the Christian as a kid to shove down his opinion on religion down people's throats, but Jay-Z is a grown man. He should know better. I certainly have grown and learned from my past self. But Jay-Z was 39 when the song drops. So, yeah. Love the song, though. Had it on my playlist for a while when I had Spotify. Number 8.
You know I tell her she's a nice piece of ass, then her daddy punches me in the face.
Theory of a Dead Man Hate My Life. Line, and how when I tell her she's a nice piece of ass, then her daddy punches me in the face. Okay, I used to think the song was a joke. It had a lot of questionable lines that are funny if a joke, but terrible if they're serious. I just don't know. That's the problem. You can't really tell with this song. The singer said the song was so it related with other people, but he also says he doesn't actually hate his life, so it's just confusing. So if he made the song to relate to other people, that's just, in my opinion, that's not good. Because there's a controversial line I want to explain in a little bit, but I want to focus on the part that upsets me first. And how when I tell her she's a nice piece of ass, then her daddy punches me in the face. So this guy decides to sexually harass this one girl that he didn't know at all. If you know someone and they're okay with you flirting with them, that's one thing. But to go up to some random girl and start talking about her ass, I think is wrong. My mom would have slapped me, too, if I tried to talk to a woman like that. It serves him right that the girl ended up being underage and him getting slapped by her dad. That's just payback, you know? Maybe that'll teach him a lesson in respect. It's fine if you enjoy ass and tits, but to bring it up to them, in my opinion, is bad manners. I especially hate catcalling, but that isn't the issue at hand here. At least I don't think it is. I do love this song, but sadly I think he isn't kidding because he said he wanted it to relate to actual people. Hopefully he is, but if that was the case, he's making fun of his own audience that agrees with this, you know, these bad morals. Anyway, just a pet peeve of mine, and just, it was just how I was raised. And, yeah, number 7.
I laid hands on him. I never stoop so low again. I guess I don't know my own strength.
Eminem, Love the Way You Lie, featuring Rihanna. Line, I laid hands on her. I'll never stoop so low again. I guess I don't know my own strength. Now, I hate this line because of what it does to the whole entire song. I could have easily said the line about him wanting to tie her to a bed and set the house on fire with her in it. However, it can be overlooked if you ignore him saying he's been physically abusive. Look, in the song Bad Husband, he owned up to his mistakes and apologized in a way to Kim and his daughter. But the reason why I hate this particular line is because it ruins the whole song. Because before I noticed that line and thought about it, him setting a house on fire with her tied to the bed sounded like an exaggeration. But now, because he's already laid hands on her, that makes me a little bit more worried he'd do something like that. I don't think in a million years Eminem would ever do that. He talked about almost killing Kim before in Cleaning Out My Closet, but honestly, I don't think Eminem would have. I don't think Eminem has it in him to kill someone. He's a good dude, but you can't mix fantasy with her life like that, because I feel like that makes the music a lot more confusing. Just my opinion. Still love the song. I rap it all the time at karaoke still. Love the honest emotions Eminem puts into the song, and he's still the GOAT in my opinion. Number 6.
Why your girlfriend look like she dressed in drag? You a fed.
Play your cards right. Mac Miller. Line. While your girlfriend look like she's dressed in drag, you a fad. First off, rest in peace to Mac Miller. It doesn't matter he said this now, and quite frankly, I wanted to be honest with myself, and this line still made the list because it still upsets me. You know, all these don't really actually, like, upset me that much because I know they're just songs, but... So, I'm weird when it comes to jokes about or directed at the LGBTQIA plus community. As a lot of you probably already know, I'm a biromantic asexual. However, I usually find offensive jokes towards the community funny because I laugh at the hyperbolic and idiotic jokes and make fun of the people being hateful. Plus, I have an edgy and dark sense of humor, so I find a lot of offensive jokes funny. However, when someone comes straight, no pun intended, when someone comes straight at the community, I really take offense. Mac wasn't graceful about this line at all, he just was being hateful. Plus, fad rhymes with the derogatory term for gay people, and I thought it was that actual lyric for a while until I looked it up. It's creative, don't get me wrong, but it's still mean-spirited. It's not creative enough for a pass or to be funny at all. It's just distasteful for me. However, I'm not upset. The guy's passed away, I completely understand that, but that still doesn't change how I feel about that line. The rest of the song always pumps me up besides that one line. Really like the full song as a whole, and rest in peace, Mac. You made some great music. Number 5.
If being nice was sex, you be half celibate.
Prince EA spits an amazing rap. If being nice was sex, you'd be half celibate. Alright, we're getting into the really personal stuff right now with my top 5. As I said, I'm asexual, so this one line really didn't sit well with me. Prince EA was putting down people that didn't just want to have sex. Asexuals can not be interested in sex, but it's a lack of sexual attraction and or desire. So having songs where people shame people for choosing not to have sex, I have a problem with. This line really isn't even that clever. It was just set up for his next line about having sex with a woman with no tits.
Me, I'm sick enough to titty fuck a flat-chested chick, yeah.
He has such a high sex drive, which that part works better, but if he worded this line better, I felt like it could have been funny and I could just ignore it. I'm a comedian and I can ignore a good joke. However, he compared being nice to being celibate, which reminded me there's guys getting the girls I like just because they're fucking them and not actually being part of their lives. The rest of the song is tight, though. It's a shame Prince EA took it down because he was criticized from Nerd City. He uses a few more choice words, but he's a motivational speaker now and all about positivity. It's hard to be a really good, upstanding person and have songs like that, I guess. It's whatever, man. I wasn't offended by the other lines, but then again, they were clever and more funny. So you already know I have an edgy sense of humor with that. But you should check it out sometime. He goes hard and his flow is really good on it. I missed your raps, bro. Number 4.
You're just a bitch, my dude.
You're sad, we scheme line. You're just a bitch, my dude. Let me re-explain that this list is about songs I like. And We Scheme himself would understand if I disagree with this lyric, because I watch his videos and I remember him talking about how people should still be people's friends even if they disagree with them. I know We Scheme rightfully is beloved in our community because he has a lot of talent. So I wanted to pay him a little more respect before explaining the line. So the song was about a friend who claimed he was suicidal. I see We Scheme's point that he was probably just sad. However, I don't doubt for a second that his friend was thinking of suicide. So I saw We Scheme's point of view until he called his friend a bitch for having suicidal thoughts. I can understand being in We Scheme's position. It would be really hard to deal with that. I was definitely there before, but I just find it really disrespectful to discredit someone's thoughts like that. Granted, I did that before as well, but quickly apologized. I was just in overload and told him I didn't care. It was the 4th time that month, and honestly, I couldn't handle hearing it anymore because I care too much. So sometimes we say we don't care when we care too much. And I immediately apologized to him about it, and and explained something like that to him. I even talked to a mental health professional, and they understood me saying that because they have the same types of thoughts go on in their head when they're dealing with someone that's talking suicide a lot. But back to the song, though, even though I completely understand the frustration, I'm sure We Scheme had, especially because of the other situation where someone actually committed suicide and held it all in, We Scheme was feeling skeptical about it. My point is, even if he's your friend and you call him a bitch to kid around with him, discrediting a man thinking about suicide is the worst thing you can do, because you never know and they could end up actually doing it. However, because of the situations I've had with friends talking about suicide in the past, it's a great song and deserves more love. I really needed it when I was angry but worried about my friends. Top 3. Number 3.
Well, I'll stay skinny 'cause we just won't eat.
That drug line sucks too, I just realized that. Nickelback, Rockstar line. We'll all stay skinny 'cause we just won't eat. Now, where I could understand where We Scheme was coming from and why he would make the last line in the list, I can't understand this one at all, except maybe being a really poor joke that isn't funny at all. This is one of the worst lines you can say. I don't even have anyone close to me that ever struggled with anorexia, but it's just so disrespectful. Why would you glorify an eating disorder that millions of people struggle with? It's not a metaphor. It would have made a great metaphor and saved it from being on here. Chad Kroeger, the lead singer of Nickelback, simply just said he would stop eating so he gets skinny. What makes this worse is the rest of the song is glamorizing being a rock star. I'm just hoping inspiring rockers, for lack of better words, read between the lines with this line and didn't think it was cool, to starve themselves. Hopefully not. People die from anorexia, so in a way he's glamorizing suicide in my eyes. I think it's just a disgusting line. However, I still like the song, because besides that one line, it's a good fantasy about wanting to be rich and famous. I don't know about famous, but I'm sure no one would complain if they got $1 million. Number 2.
Why's his mama calling all the time? Leave me the fuck alone, bitch.
Freaky Friday.
Little Dicky featuring Chris Brown. Line. Why is mama calling all the time? Leave me the fuck alone, bitch. Okay, Little Dicky. I get what he's trying to do. He's trying to make a joke. But he made a joke about calling his mom a bitch. Like, what the fuck? I don't mind Eminem's song Cleaning Out My Closet because he explained why he called his mom a bitch. I still don't like that word, but I can understand why Eminem would say that to his mom. I can't see it here. Little Dicky is publicly calling his mom a bitch for her caring about him. And checking up on him and calling him. And for someone who lost his mom at 19, this really rubs me the wrong way. I get it if you silently call her one, but it's the fact that you had to disrespect her in public and record it and then release the song with it inside the song. As a joke, it's not funny either. One day your mom's not going to be around anymore and you're going to wish you picked up that phone every time and spoke to her when you can never speak to her again. Trust me, I've been there. On the other hand, the song was funny to me about all the other stuff. It came out on my birthday too, so it was a birthday present. Love yourself, Little Dicky. Keep it up. Now, some honorable mentions.
Who can relate? Woo!
The Logic song about the suicide hotline number with Alicia. I already mentioned about it on my top 10 saddest songs I've ever heard. Plus, they were doing something good with the song, so how can I really hate on that? Like, I'm not trying to hate on anybody. Honorable mention number 2.
It was fun for a while.
Eminem River featuring Ed Sheeran. I already talked about Eminem, plus I don't want fans of Eminem hating on here. I love Eminem as well as I'm sure they do, so I'll just mention it here. That line about finding it fun fucking a girl that's taken is really messed up to me. Or maybe just how he worded it. Maybe he meant something else in the song, but that's how I took it. But hey, like I said, he's a goat, so I can't stay mad. And now, my number 1 line I hate in songs I like is...
I'm just such a gentleman. You should give it up for me.
Drake, Fireworks.
Featuring Alicia Keys.
Line. I'm such a gentleman. You should give it up for me. So, to make this my number 1, I felt that it had to be unexplainable. Unexcusable line. All the other songs were either making a pun or had an explanation behind it. You can even call Nickelback's joke line a joke and Little Dicky's line a joke, the number 2 spot. Both of them aren't funny, but they both, Little Dicky was a joke, or in Nickelback could have been joking. But this line, this is just a straight up serious lyric. You are not entitled to her sex. This lyric wasn't a joke, a punchline, nothing. The rest of the verse is just wonderful too. By the lyrics, it sounds like that woman accused him of rape. Well, when someone says no and you do it with them anyway, they're going to regret it. I'm not saying that's rape, but they're going to regret it and feel like it was. You know what makes this the worst lyric? Get rid of that lyric and the whole verse sounds a lot better. Besides him saying, what an experience about it. That lyric is garbage too. But because you said she should have gave it up to you, now I can't even rationalize the rest of the verse. I'm not calling Drake a rapist, but maybe, just maybe, if you take no for an answer and have sex with any other woman that will go down on you being famous and all, then you won't have that happen to you. Now, would you, Drake? I hate this lyric, absolutely despise it. It teaches men to beg for sex, and women, it teaches women to just allow it. You aren't a gentleman if you force women to have sex with you. Oh, I still like the song, though. I related to the first and third verse, but fuck the second verse. Just get rid of it, and you'll have a much better song. And that's my list. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you're new. I hope you enjoyed. Hendrik Makes Content wanted to do this list as well, so I'm going to put the link to his channel in the description and in the pinned comment for whenever he drops it. Hope I explained myself well, why I hate the lines and wasn't too hateful. Even if maybe I could have gone harder, I'm really not a hateful person, so it wasn't worth it, and I held back some of my anger. You know, like I said, I don't really care. It's just songs at the end of the day, but still, when I'm talking about it, it still gets you heated. So I know I kind of contradicted myself with those, but, you know, it is true. It's like, I care, but I don't care. You know, but when you talk about something, you care about it more. So, and I'll see you when you watch me again, metaphorically. And as always, appreciate your time and appreciate you watching this. It really means a lot to me.